Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe for another action figure review. And in today's video, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a throwback review because today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Universe Beta Ray Bill figure. And this figure is almost like 10 years old. I can't believe this guy came out in 2011, I believe it was. So it's almost 10 years old, but it's crazy to think that Marvel Universe was going on that long ago. It feels like it was yesterday. And I've always kind of had a love-hate relationship with the Marvel Universe line because back in the day, I really didn't support it because I felt like they were trying to replace Marvel Legends with the Marvel Universe figures. Even though I thought a lot of them looked really good and I was interested in them, I just couldn't get behind them all the way because, you know, I love Marvel Legends and I didn't want them to go away. So I couldn't really support this line, but I did cherry pick and I did pick up like the ones I liked, and I still have about like 20 of them or something like that. Maybe we'll take a look at some of the other ones I have in a future video. But today we're focusing on this Beta Ray build because I recently got this. For some reason, I just wanted this figure, and I kind of had an eye out for it, and I picked it up recently at Frankensons. Actually, my boy Artwitz Toys bought it for me while we were at Frankensons. So shout out to you, Rick. Thank you so much. But yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about this figure, starting off with the awesome looking packaging. I've always loved the Marvel Universe packaging. I always thought that it was so cool. I love the way that the figures look in there. I love the artwork they used to use. Look at this badass Beta Ray Bill artwork up here. And then they always included like a classic comic cover right in here. So that's awesome. On the side, we get some really nice artwork. And this says that this is number 11. Series 4 number 11. I can't believe that they made a figure this good that early in the line, because I remember the first couple waves were pretty iffy. They didn't look very good at all. But man, it looks like by Series 4 they were off and running because this guy looks awesome. And then on the back here, we get a look at Beta Ray Bill himself. And there's a little biography of the character. And actually, it's like a full biography. It's not just a couple sentences like they do with Marvel Legends now. And then over here, we get a look at some other figures. We have the Hulk, Spider-Man, and Beast. I never got that Hulk, but that guy is really, really nice. So is that Beast. Look at that. Then we got Rocket Raccoon down here being a smartass. All certified to be 100% free of clowns. Well, there you go. So that's cool. But yeah, this packaging is really, really nice. And I wish it was collector friendly because it kind of hurts to open this up. But, you know, I don't leave figures in the boxes. You know, I have to open these things up and play with them for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so here we have Bill right out of the packaging. And this is a really nice looking figure. I've always been a huge fan of the classic look for Beta Ray Bill. And I think this figure captures it perfectly. It reminds me of this cover so much, so that's really, really dope. And I just love the way that he looks next to a classic Thor figure. So that is awesome, man. This is a really nice figure. And one thing that I really dislike about these Marvel Universe figures is their feet and their ankles. They have a hard time standing up, Bill included. If he didn't have his cape, he'd be falling all over the place. So luckily, he has his cape to hold him up. And the cape is very nice. It plugs right into his back, and you don't have to worry about it falling off when you're messing with the figure. If you get too rough with it, it'll unplug. But for the most part, it stays on there pretty securely. So I like that a lot, and it looks really good. I kind of wish there was some pegs in the front to hold his shoulder pads down like that. I think that would have been dope. But as is, it works. I might have to glue that down, actually. Or maybe I'll get like a cloth cape for him. How cool would that be? Oh, man, that'd be dope. But yeah, this figure looks really, really good. And I just love like the reimagined Thor costume and then thrown onto Bill here. This looks so cool. I like how there's more armor on it and stuff. I know it wasn't by Jack Kirby, but it really feels like Jack Kirby with all these like squares and all the crazy looking armor, you know, looks futuristic and primitive at the same time. So that is really, really cool. And this figure just captures it so well. But let's go ahead and get in close and take a look at the details on this guy. One thing I was always impressed by when it came to the Marvel Universe line is the amount of detail they were able to fit into such a small scale, and I think that Bill is one of the best examples of that. I just love the way that this head sculpt looks. It's like a perfect Beta Ray Bill head sculpt, and he does have an articulated jaw, so you have the option to have his mouth closed or open, so that is really, really cool. And it doesn't look awkward in any position. When you have his mouth open, it doesn't look weird. When you have it closed, it doesn't look weird. His teeth aren't as clean as I wish they were, but for the most part, I think all the details on this head sculpt look really nice, especially the eyes. I love the way that the eyes look. And then he does have his helmet with the wings on him, but the wings on mine are a little warped because it's been in the packaging for 10 years. But yeah, I just love the way that head sculpt looks. And then moving on into the body here, I like how the blue discs are like a metallic blue. That looks awesome. And then the shoulder pads are also a metallic blue, but they're a little bit darker. One thing I'm not crazy about with the shoulder pads is how they're attached to the cape and not the body. I know they did that so that they could retain the articulation and it doesn't get in the way so much and all that good stuff, but I'm just not crazy about how it looks. So I almost want to like glue this down, but we'll have to see. But yeah, for the most part, the body looks really good. I do have a little bit of a scuff on this disc. And I like how you have that torso joint there that's pretty well hidden, mostly because it's black, so it's hard to see. But it also just, it works very smoothly into the sculpt, you know, so I like the way that looks. And then we have a loose belt here that moves around. And I just love the design of Beta Ray Bill's lower legs. As I said before, it really reminds me of Jack Kirby with the blocky style, so that's dope. And then we have like metallic blue up here. And then it gets gold for the lower legs and some awesome sculpting work down here as well. Really, really nice. And the only accessory Bill comes with is Stormbreaker. So it doesn't come with very much, but it comes with what he needs, so that's awesome. And Stormbreaker looks great too. It's pretty plain, but it does have like a gold paint job to it, so that's nice. So yeah, the figure looks really good. And as far as the cape goes, it does just peg into the back without any problems. And it does hold on pretty securely, but you know, it'll fall off if you mess with it a lot. But I do like the sculpting work on it. Check that out. That looks really nice. There's not a lot of color variation. It's pretty much just red. But the sculpting on it is beautiful. Look at that. That looks really nice. Nice flowing looking cape. Yeah, so like I said, man, this is a really good looking figure, and I would definitely say one of the best Marvel Universe figures that was ever released. And let's go ahead and get some other figures in here for some size comparisons. First off, we have Beta Ray Bill alongside his brother in arms, which would be Thor. On the left, we have the classic version of the Marvel Universe Thor, and on the right, we have the Copiel version. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This one here is based on his artwork, and that's an awesome figure. I really should probably do a throwback review on that guy because that thing is incredible. It's another one of the best figures in the Marvel Universe line. And then next up, we have Beta Ray Bill alongside the Marvel Universe Hawkeye and Marvel Universe Bleeding Edge Iron Man. Here we have him next to one of the Fortnite Gingerbread Man figures and one of the Animal Warriors of the Beast Kingdom figures by Spiro Toys. Next, we have Beta Ray Bill alongside the Marvel Universe Thanos and Marvel Universe King Hulk or Gladiator Hulk, whatever you want to call him. And then next we have him alongside the Marvel Legends Bucky Cap and Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man. Here we have him alongside one of the Mythic Legions Ogre figures and the recently released Marvel Legends Venom. Here we have him alongside the Marvel Select Thanos and Marvel Select Gladiator Hulk. And then last but not least, we have Bill alongside a Spirit Riding Free plushie and a Knight from my chess set. And now onto the articulation. If I remember correctly, this is basically the standard articulation setup that most Marvel Universe figures had, and it was pretty decent. There was nothing crazy, but I think it was enough for such a small figure, and I was pretty happy with it most of the time. In Bill's case, I think everything is pretty good with the exception of a couple of small things that they ended up improving on a little bit later in the line, but this early in, they had some flaws in the articulation. So I wish this would have been released a little bit later because then it would have been absolutely perfect. But let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, the head is on a little ball joint, so it goes side to side. It does have a little bit of tilt, but there's no hinge, so you can't really get him to hinge his head up. But you can look up to about right there. You can look down to about right there. And that's about it. So you check out this ball joint on the head, on the neck, I mean. That's kind of whack. And can you believe that Hasbro still uses a similar neck joint sometimes, like on the recently released Marvel Legends Black Widow wave? Winter Soldier has a neck like that. What kind of bullshit is that? But anyways, I do wish the neck setup was a little better on old Billy here. And then for the torso, we have like that diaphragm joint that I like a lot. And we get some pretty decent range. Let's see here. Looks like that's about it actually. So it crunches forward a little bit. Goes back a little bit. You can twist on it, and you can't really lean side to side. Oh yeah, you can. A little bit. There you go. That's pretty good. Cool. I like those diaphragm joints. And then we have a waist swivel. And then for the arms, we have ball jointed shoulders, so his arms do go all the way around. They could come out to the side. He has upper bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, and a hinge at the wrist. I don't know if they ever were able to put double jointed elbows into these Marvel Universe figures. That would have been crazy. But, you know, I'm fine with his arm setup as is, you know. I think it works just fine. And then for the legs, let's see here. They don't really come out to the side too much. They could only come out to the side to about right there, so he's not going to do the splits anytime soon. And this leg is kind of weird. Like, I'm having trouble with it. Look, I have to like spin it around to get it to come up. But his legs do come up to about right there. They go back to about right there. And yeah, that's about it for the hips there. But moving down, we do have a thigh swivel. And if I remember correctly, a lot of the first couple of waves did not have the thigh swivel. So maybe around the time that they released Bill, that's when they were trying to improve on things a little bit. So I'm happy that he has the upper thigh swivel, and it's hidden pretty seamlessly into the design of the boots. And then for the legs, we have double jointed knees, so that's cool. Let's see here. No lower leg swivel, but we have a swivel at the foot and then a hinge at the foot, and no rocking ankles. But it's not because it's too small. Eventually, they did start putting rocking ankles onto their Marvel Universe figures. But anyways, yeah, this is a cool figure. As far as the articulation goes, I think you could do enough with it. You could probably get him into some pretty cool poses. Can't do a whole lot with them, but I think you could do some cool stuff for sure. Okay guys, so at the end of the day, I think this is a really nice Beta Ray Bill figure. To be honest with you, it really only has one major flaw that I'm not happy with, and that would be the way that they did the shoulder pads. I really don't like how they're attached to the cape instead of the figure itself. That's kind of weird. I get that they were trying to save the shoulder articulation, but I really don't think they would have lost much if they had it attached to the body. So I don't know. I wish they would have done it a little bit different. But aside from that, I think it's a really cool figure, and it's a perfect representation of this version of Beta Ray Bill. And Hasbro really needs to give us an updated Marvel Legends classic Beta Ray Bill. I really like the one that they did back here for the, what was that? The Hulk Build-A-Figure wave, I believe it was. That's a really nice figure, but it should have been the classic version. And to be honest with you, I have a feeling that they didn't do the classic version because a lot of people feel like the Toy Biz one still holds up. And I would agree with that. The Toy Biz one is an amazing figure, but I honestly think that Hasbro could do better, especially if you look at their 80th anniversary Thor and this Beta Ray Bill. They could absolutely kill it. And man, if they did that, that would be like one of my favorite figures of that year for sure, because Beta Ray Bill's awesome, and he just makes for such a cool toy, and he's just so bizarre looking, and he's just great. And I think I'm going to make it my mission to go around and hunt down any Beta Ray Bill figures that I don't own currently. This is all I have, but I don't imagine that there's a bunch out there that I'm not aware of. I got the little Disney Vinylmation one here, and I was super excited when I got this because I don't really do too many blind box things, but I bought this hoping that I would get it. Open it up, and there he was. So I was really happy about that. And then there is a really cool Beta Ray Bill figure from the 5-inch days. I think it was from like the Silver Surfer animated series line. They made a really nice Beta Ray Bill figure. I used to love that figure as a kid, so I might have to track that one down. And I bet you there's some mini-mates or something that I could track down. But yeah, Beta Ray Bill's awesome. And I really hope we see him in the movies pretty soon. They did have a little Easter egg for him in Ragnarok, so that's cool. But hopefully they go all out and give us a Beta Ray Bill movie appearance. You know, that would be super dope. And then I bet at that point we'd get a bunch of Beta Ray Bill figures. So anyways, until then, this is what I have, and I'm happy with all these. And even though Marvel Universe figures aren't in my preferred scale, lately I've just been into them for some reason. So I'm going to run around and track down the ones that I like. And if you like this video, let me know, because as I track those figures down, if people are into these throwback review videos, I'll go ahead and review them. And I also plan to review a couple of old Marvel Legends Toy Biz figures. So I have a couple on my wall here that I've been looking for a reason to open up, and I've had them up there for years. So I think I'll open them up and review them if people are enjoying these throwback reviews. So let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Oh, actually, let me tell you what other throwback review I have planned right now. I would really like to review this Marvel Universe Cable figure, because I think this is another one that is probably one of their best from the line. So again, if people enjoy this video, I might have to open this figure up and check it out, because he looks badass, and I've always wanted to open it, but I just never had the a good reason to. Like, I wasn't that into Marvel Universe. I don't have that many of them. It's not like I had a bunch of like shelves full of these things, but I bought this cable because it looked cool. I never got around to opening it, and like I said, I've just been looking for a reason to do it. So yeah, let me know if you like this video, and I'll have to open this guy up and check it out. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Thank you very much. Peace.
crispy.